Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Monday's meditation. Today, we're going to be talking about gratitude and focusing on gratitude, breathing in gratitude, and being peaceful for these 10 to 12 minutes. And um, by no means am I saying that making yourself think about gratitude makes everything better, but it can help in these 10 minutes. So we're going to focus on the present moments ahead of us to focus on what we are grateful for. So before we get started, I just wanted to check on the time. We're doing good. All right. Before we get started today, we have part of our nervous system. It's called the sympathetic nervous system. And that is what is hardwired into our brain for what we deal with stress. And we've all heard this before. We have fight or flight mentalities. And some people will add a third one called freeze mentalities. So fight, flight, or freeze are our responses to stress. Well, we have a lot of things going on in our world currently today that have us either feeling like we need to fight, flight, or freeze. So again, our response to stress is a biological response to fight or flight. Problem with that is during times like this, we don't want to live in that state of fight or flight or freeze. That should be reactionary to things. But in times like we're living in today, it's easy to slip into there and stay there and be ready for what's coming. And that's not healthy for us physically or mentally. So that's what I like about these meditations. They're 10 minutes long. They let us escape that fight or flight stress reaction and let us tap out of that sympathetic nervous system for 10 minutes. And then if we can check back into this later in the day by just taking a couple breaths, we also can check out of that. And I'm not saying all of us are living in that, but it's very easy for a lot of us to live in that right now because it is kind of unknown territory and our responses to stress. Again, remember, when stressful things are there, we go to fight, flight, or freeze. And so I just wanted to get that out there so we could all pay attention to that, to say, are we really living there, most of our day? And if so, let's try to take breaks from that. So let's go. Let's start today's meditation, and we will go into your regular meditative spot. You find what works for you. I'm seeing a lot of familiar people coming back every day, so hopefully you're sinking right into that spot, getting nice and comfortable, laying down, reclined back, sitting up, anything that works for you. So here we go. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and just start to breathe in a little slower than normal. To start. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly checking in with our physical bodies, releasing any tension we're holding on to. Just envision yourself sinking deeper into what's supporting you. Let's drop our shoulders. If you need to move your head around very softly and gently, you could do that as well. Just relieving any tension anywhere. Let your chins drop, opening tension up. Relieving that from your cheekbones and forehead. And think about when you laugh really, really hard, or there's something really funny going on, your cheekbones are what take that in, and that's a good thing. Nothing wrong with laughter at all, but even when we meditate and we relax, we can release tension, even if it's built up good tension, we're letting it all go. Exhaling out any distractions you may have, whether it's noises or thoughts, physical feelings, whatever it is, let it go on the exhale just to make room for your next inhale. And be as repetitive as you need to be. Every time there's a distraction, just acknowledge it and let it go. And now let's begin to think about our grateful moments in our life, our grateful people or things or animals, and whatever makes you grateful. With your inhale, just take note of what pops into your head in gratitude. And then just exhale back into relaxation. Just exhale and pull down. And then we'll inhale again in. It could be a different vision of something we're grateful for. It could be the same thing on repeat. And then exhale and relax. Now let's start to begin to put the words thank you just silently in our exhales as we still continue to sink down. Thinking that positive imagery on the inhale and thank you on the exhale. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take a few more gratitude breaths together. And when you're ready, go ahead and open up your eyes from this gratitude meditation, knowing we can tap back into this at any point today just by taking some slow breaths and thinking about one or two things we're grateful for. I just wanted to finish with two things today. I don't know if you've ever heard of the book called The Butterfly Effect. It's a quick read, and I don't know how you'll gain access to it unless you can find it online to read online. But it's a book that talks about if a butterfly flaps its wings in California or whatever side of the country, and it has those butterfly wings have an effect with the wind that it's creating with it, or the energy it's creating with the wind with its butterflies. Will that carry on and on and on? So, in instance, does that die out or does it carry on across country? So people will feel the effects of that butterfly flapping its wings. So that's like a scientific study that's been going on for many, many, many years. So there's a book called The Butterfly Effect that talks about our human lives and what I do. Does it matter to people years from now or people days from now, that type of thing. So for my gratitude breathing, sometimes I do what's called the butterfly effect. So this morning's gratitude meditation for me, I did the butterfly effect. So I was grateful. I'll just share the chain that went with it. I was grateful. There's a friend of mine who bakes really beautiful homemade desserts for the homeless. And so she bakes them in her home with her family. And then so I was grateful for her for doing that. And then she gives them to me. So my next inhale, I was grateful that I have a car that I could transport these to the different homeless areas in the city. And then I exhale out. Then I'm grateful that there's still employers and volunteers working at these places to feed the homeless. Then I exhale out. And then I'm grateful that these volunteers are staying safe and they have the masks they need to stay open at this time. And then I exhale out. Then I'm grateful for all these people making masks for people in situations like this. Then I exhaled out. Then I'm grateful for all the people who are donating the items needed for these masks. And now I'm getting into people I don't know, right? So I'm getting into people I don't know. I do know people making masks. My mother-in-law is making masks for people, but I don't know where all these things are coming in from beyond that. So it can go and go and go and go and go. And so I like to do the butterfly effect gratitude meditation once in a while because it does show me how big this world is and how one person's action can influence many, 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 and we don't even realize it. So that's another way to do, and it gets us out of our own heads too, when we realize how big, and yet our one little act of kindness or generosity or gratitude can go a long, long way. Think about some of the things you're grateful for in these meditations. Some of them can be from people that had a big impact on us, and that's the butterfly effect. So we're grateful for people who are affecting what we're doing today because of things they might have role modeled to us in the past. So there's lots of things, ways to do the gratitude. And again, I'm going to finish with this again. Remember, our reaction biologically to stress is we either fight or flight or fight, or some people will say freeze. Those are our three reactions. And I've started thinking about that more and more. And with what's going on today, it's hard to fight it. You know, we can prepare for it. We can wear masks. We can socially stay home. And we could do all that stuff. But it's really hard to fight it, really. Now, flight it, we're kind of all fighting it if we're staying home. So we're doing that. Or we're freezing in fear. And again, those are natural biologic responses to stress. And they're normal. But let's look into, do we need to stay there all day in the fight, flight, or freeze? Or can we carry on with our day and let some of that reaction go? And that's my awakening moment for myself today, is to check out when I need to be there and when I need to visit there for my safety and when I need to just let it go and say, okay, I'm okay, let's get on, and let's turn that part of my brain off because it's not meant to be lived in. Because it takes a lot of energy for fight, flight, or freeze. So I want to save some of that energy to take care of myself later. So if I take care of myself, here's that butterfly effect. I can help other people in just my taking care of myself, then other people can hopefully be better for that. So I want to thank you for listening to me through all that today, but I had just an enlightened this morning as I did some readings and listened to a podcast. So thanks for hearing me out, and I hope you have a day. As always, I am so grateful for you and this community. So thank you, Holly. Thank you for your comments. I am, again, very appreciative. Hope you have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow. Just a reminder, on Wednesday, the 15th, we're going to be at 10:30 in the morning instead of 11. I have a meeting at work that I have to call into at 11. All right, everybody, have a good day. Flap those butterfly wings, because it does have an effect, I promise.